So really happy to be back for you all. This is Cla-ita-ACC. Looks like we already have some action on track with the Toro Rosso, but I guess this is where you wanna be. With the two championship stars leaving the garage already, Alp is on his outlap. He's already in sector 2, while Matt just left the garage right now. A while ago, he's in the traffic of the two Haas drivers, but he can just let them go. Alp has already started his flying lap, while his main contender is on the straight right now. You saw how he took a wider line on last corner. That helps you have a better acceleration and start the lap with higher speed. Matt at Eau Rouge full throttle since the 90s here. Camel straight. After all the drama that happened to him, Matt probably wants a clean weekend. Start with a pole, but he loses it, and plot twist, he is already out. Once again, Matt is out. Alp has been doing a very good job in this qualifying session. Of course, the fact that Matt retired at the very beginning of this session helps him. Alp improves again, and it looks like he's not gonna slow down. So 1 minute, less than 2 minutes left, and Alp is doing another quali lap uphill at Eau Rouge. You know that Alp has not got a pole yet. Last pole was Mexico 2018. Alp in the traffic of Jayor now. Jayor on his outlap. Alp is probably smelling the opportunity to get his first pole. You see how aggressively he's driving with understeer and exploiting every inch of the track. He already set a very good lap time, as Jayor is more than half a second slower. Not many seconds left. I guess Jayor probably can avoid the checkered flag, but he also has to let Alp by without losing too much time. So let's see what happens. Alp now on the final corner. Very deep braking. Almost missed the curb, but kept the car under control. Alp on the straight, and he improves again. Now Jayor starts his qualifying lap. He needs to find 7/10 somewhere. 7/10 is 7/10, but sometimes you can find 7/10 in just one corner. Depends whether his lap was clean or not. Jayor trying to benefit from the toe, even though he's really far. He is eating the curbs. He wants this pole position, like last time when he pulled an awesome lap at the very end of the session, at the very last second. Understeer, gazing the wall. Jayor pushing on the limit. But he retires. He was probably overdriving the car and probably lost time instead of gaining time with that driving on the limit. But on the GPS I can see that Big's Aether is improving. He's about to finish his lap. His sector times are good. Let's see what happens. Big's little on the straight, and he takes second place. On his debut he takes second place, but Alp's pole lap is now safe. So pole lap confirmed pole position confirmed for Alpamut K, who is going to start first for the first time this season, and congrats to Big Slater. So Alpamut K starts for the first time on pole this season. It's a Racing Point 1-2. I'm not sure whether this has happened already, but will they keep it this way? The front drivers are on the grid already and about to place their cars on the grid spots, so the tension is growing. Congratulations to Big Slater for his second place in qualifying on his debut. Alp is ready, waiting for the drivers behind, and like some random driver, Matt places his car at the very back of the field, even behind his teammate. So the lights are beginning to come on. Yeah? Yes, the lights are beginning to come on. The tension is growing. Racing Point 1-2. Wheel to wheel fight at distance. Alpamut K, Big Slater. Big Slater round the outside takes first place. So Alpamut K didn't make the most out of his pole position, and we already have a retired car. It was a Toro Rosso. It's the pink Spartian. The pink Spartian is already out of the race with a broken suspension, and the other Toro Rosso with a damaged front wing in last place. Safety car deployed with Big Slater ahead of Alpamut K. Safety car deployed after the collision at turn 1. Some drivers pitting already. Let's see what happens, because this could affect the whole race. Jayor in the pit too. Maybe some of the drivers in the pits have a front wing damage. Looks like it was a strategy choice, because I couldn't see any mechanic operating on Jayor's front wing. Champion M. Yates in the pit too. Escape changing his front wing. So let's see what happens, because these drivers have already changed their tires. And after all that has happened in the first 2 laps, Matt is already physically close to Alpamut K. So it's still a good opportunity for Alpamut K to reduce the championship distance between himself and Matt. But Matt is already physically close on track to Alpamut K, so this isn't over. Anything can still happen. Matt could even win this race, because he obviously has the speed like always. Third lap still under safety car. Safety car in this lap just got the warning, so the drivers are going to slow down and take distance from Bryzy. Hates Perry the dog under safety car, and he will have to change his front wing, or his pace will be affected in a serious way. So the driver slowing down, Big Slater dictating the pace. It's going very slow, but he can decide the pace. Big Slater accelerates. Alpamut K was caught by surprise. Alpamut K loses a lot of time. Big Slater already has a second advantage. Alpamut K didn't really have a good restart and has to defend from Stinna, from the Dutch driver for Renault. Big Slater, Alpamut K. So Alpamut K at the start of the 4th lap is still in 2nd place after he wasted his pole position at the start. We all know that Bryce is struggling a lot there behind, loses his place to Matthew, and he has to cut the Eau Rouge. You can't drive with a broken front wing around Spa with these high-speed corners. He needs to pit. I wonder why he didn't pit. Alp has got some very good pace because he is all over the back of Big Slater. He got pole. He was almost he was about 6 tenths faster than Big Slater, so obviously Alp is quicker, but he also needs to overtake him. Bryce is struggling a lot, losing places and places. Going off track. Bryce needs to pit. Like I said before, Bryce needs to pit. You can drive around these high speed corners with a broken front wing. But let's see what's going on at the front. Alpamut K in the toe of Big Slater. Big Slater now needs to defend at the chicane because Alp has the chance to outbrake him. Alp very close. Yellow flag in sector 3. Bryce has retired. Alp wasn't able to pull a move. Alp has a broken front wing. The virtual safety car came out and Big Slater braked all of a sudden. Alp wasn't expecting that. So from pole to compromised race, because now Alpamut K is going to face the same difficulty that Bryce faced before, and you saw how much a broken front wing can affect your pace, and Matt is already right behind, so could be a nightmare for Alpamut K. Matt has retired once again. Matt is out of the race, the championship leader out of the race twice in a row. You see his wrecked Ferrari on the left side of the screen. GA is going to drive past him now. Plot twist, Matt out of the race once again. Things are not going right for him lately. Yellow flag in sector 1. Alpamut K absolutely needs to change his front wing. And after all the drama in the first laps, it's Orb King in the lead. Alpamut K loses time behind his teammate at the pit stop, but he had to pit. He was forced to pit because he had to change his front wing. You see his mechanic working on the front wing. Alpamut K leaving the garage now, basically in last place, only Perry the dog behind. So Obkin in the lead, ahead of Lucas LA and Jayor. Lucas looks like has a better race pace than Obkin. Lucas spins, and he's out of the race. Lucas spins at Eau Rouge. Probably the car aerodynamics was disturbed by Owen's car, and Lucas spins and smashed the car into the wall on the other side of the track, so safety car once again. Owen hasn't pitted yet. I don't know why he didn't pit, because now the safety car is going to reduce the gaps to nil. Jayor pits again. He pitted on lap 1, so he couldn't get to the end with those tires. Safety car in this lap. Owen is in first place, yes, but he has yet to pit. Oberkin, M. Yates, 1-2. 2013 flashbacks. Owen takes it very slow. Big Slater accelerated right here at the restart on lap 3 or 4, don't remember. Owen probably wants to take it to the finish line and accelerate as late as possible, or he's going to do it in the corner. No, he does it at the very last second of straight. M. Yates understood that and stayed close. Owen in the lead, but makes a mistake, and M. Yates takes first place. Owen just braked too late there and went completely wide, and M. Yates was close and benefited from that. Owen still close to M. Yates, who moves on the inside aggressively. So Owen made that mistake, but wants to fix his mistake, but he also has to look in the mirror because Stina is very quick and all of the back of the two drivers in the lead. Owen being annoyed by Stina. Owen wants to attack M. Yates, but he also needs to keep an eye on what's going on behind him because Stina has the pace. He is probably the quickest drivers in this group. Really nice helicopter view here. Owen getting closer to M. Yates again. M. Yates misses the apex there and has a bad exit out of that corner, so Oberkin goes around the outside, but Matt defends with decision, with determination, I meant. Alpamut K back in third place. What a roller coaster this race has been, and it's only the 13th lap. Stina losing his patience behind M. Yates because he can't get past. Another lap has gone by and Stina is still behind M. Yates. Safety car again, and M. Yates, he's very happy about that because the laps are going by and time is going by and M. Yates is still in the lead. Could be a surprising result. 16th lap started now, and M. Yates probably wants the safety car to last as long as possible because he's in the lead. Safety car in this lap, so M. Yates now needs to recover his concentration after he could relax for a couple of laps because Stina is right behind and Stina is probably quicker than Matthew. Bit confusing because M. Yates and Matt have the same name, so Mercedes driver taking it very calmly like Owen did at the restart. Stina losing patience. He wants to attack Matt. He wants to stay very close, as close as possible to Matt. M. Yates did a very good restart, took a second advantage. Stina now being attacked by Big Slater, who overtook Alp before. Anything can happen. Big Slater going round the outside. You can't go side by side there, but Big Slater did. He took a big risk. On the straight now, Big Slater with much higher speed. Two battles going on at the same moment. Big Slater and Stina, and Alp and Owen. Big Slater moves on the inside. Matt looks in the mirrors and wonders what's going on behind here. Stina tries to outbrake Big Slater, but hits M. Yates in the process. Wasn't a very smart move, because yes, he overtook Big Slater, but he has now a front wing damage. He should have been more calm. He should have been calm under that situation, but he was losing his patience. So M. Yates, I don't know whether he knows that, but this is going to help M. Yates, because it's starting to rain. It's starting to rain. You saw that raindrop on the screen. What will happen? Could be a Spa-Francorchamps 2008 end to the race. But even with the front wing damage, Stina is quicker than Matt. He's quicker than Matt anyway, so Matt is struggling a lot to keep these two guys behind, but he will defend with all his strength, because there isn't many laps left and Matt is still in the lead. But obviously now Big Slater is quicker than Stina. Alpomutke joining the fight too. Stina trying to go around the outside. He's now on the inside and takes another damage. He's smashing his front wing. Matt is defending brilliantly. Tries to outbrake Matt. Matt crosses line. Stina braked very late, so he had a bad exit out of that corner, and Matt takes first place again. Stina just wants to get past, but he is not driving in a proper way. Big Slater now takes first place. Big Slater in the lead. After all that happened, Big Slater again in the lead. Alpomutke wants to get rid of M. Yates as soon as possible, because the laps are going by and Big Slater could take the win. But this could be a good result for Alpomutke anyway, because Matt is out of the race. You also know that Matt is probably going to miss 4 or 5 races. So considering those things, it's not looking bad for Alp, who could be in the championship lead at the end of the season. So Jayo retires. Big Slater makes a mistake. Is Matt close enough? Yes, he is. Yes, Matt was close enough to benefit from that mistake. Matt takes the first place again. He wasn't even hoping for that, because Big Slater is quicker, so Matt wasn't even hoping for that. Big Slater hits Matt in the back of his car. Does Matt have any damage? No, he doesn't. Keeps going. You saw Toro Rosso driving back to the pits. 2 laps to go. Alp has a front wing damage. No, Alp doesn't have a front wing damage. It was Big Slater who pitted. So now Matt needs to defend from Alp. Liverpool on the podium now. Liverpool on the podium. Mike Batts left the session in the meanwhile. 2 laps to go. Raining intensifying. but not. These drivers are on Inter tires. These drivers are on Inter tires. So let's see if this is the right strategy. Let's see if this is the right strategy. There isn't many laps left, only 2 laps left, and the front drivers are about. Alpamut K took first place. Alpamut K took first place. M. Yates probably made some mistake because he lost 2 places at once. Liverpool in second place now. Liverpool in second place. Alpamut K in the lead. So things going back to the way they were at the beginning. But let's see what happens, because looks like, according to the graphics on the screen, looks like Inter tires are good for these conditions, for these track conditions. So, but at the same time there isn't much time left. Alpamut K is struggling a lot. M. Yates decides to pit because he knows that Alp is quicker, so he wasn't going to take first place again anyway. Liverpool and Alp fighting each other. This is not something you witness every day. Liverpool overtook Alp. Liverpool overtook Alp. Big Slater back in third place. M. Yates leaving the pits right now. It's going to be close. It's going to be close. But Big Slater is ahead of M. Yates. Less than 2 laps left. Less than 2 laps left. With Liverpool in the lead of the race. Alpamut K makes a mistake behind him. Nearly lost the car, but kept it on track. Both going very wide here. Both driving very smoothly because the conditions are tough and they are on dry tires. Alpamut K losing time to Liverpool, who is driving better than Alp in these conditions. Big Slater much quicker behind, according to the graphics. Only 1 lap left. Tension growing so much because there is only 1 lap left, and we don't know if these two have enough margin to keep Big Slater behind. So Big Slater getting closer and closer, gaining seconds after seconds. Last lap about to start. Last lap about to start. Liverpool is on the final corner, and Alpamut K too. Liverpool and Alpamut K close to each other on the final straight, and Big Slater is here. Big Slater is here. If they want to win, if Liverpool wants to win, he needs to do something magical. It will be very hard for him to defend Big Slater. Big Slater is coming. Big Slater is coming. Liverpool feels like driving on ice with these tires. Alpamut K will probably lose his position to Big Slater in a few seconds. Liverpool is basically driving on ice with his tires. Big Slater is a few meters behind. Big Slater gets rid of Alpamut K. Big Slater has already caught Liverpool, and Big Slater gets passed around the outside. What an end to the race. What an end to the race. M. Yates on Inter tires too, following Big Slater. But wait, Big Slater has time penalty, so So maybe M. Yates could unbelievably still win this one. We need to see what happens. Nothing has been decided yet. Anything can still change. Big Slater has a 3-second penalty. So physically Big Slater is going to win, but only a few tenths separate these two. Big Slater on the final straight, M. Yates behind. Let's see what happens if the results change. No, M. Yates loses because of only 3 tenths. Big Slater wins by 3 tenths. Big Slater wins by 3 tenths his first race. And Owen on the podium. Owen on the podium behind M. Yates. What a race it has been. What a race it has been. So Max retired once again. Big Slater celebrating his win. Still a good result for Apomuk, as Matt got 0 points. 2 retirements in a row, back to back. This is the final result. See you in 2 weeks' time at Italy, Monza. Thanks for watching.